You look at your size and see majesty. Biology looks at you and sees a target. If you believe that being the king of the savannah is a privilege, think again, because your grandeur is your greatest prison. To be an elephant is to be a slave to 6 tons that require non-stop maintenance and a prisoner of traumatic memories that time never erases. Your existence is not a sovereign stroll, but an exhausting marathon against hunger, the delirium of hormones that torture your brain, and the unbearable weight of an intelligence that forces you to understand every loss. The warm, safe darkness ends with a brutal fall. After a long 22 months confined, the longest gestation period among all terrestrial mammals, you are expelled into the world from a height of almost 3 feet. You weigh 240 pounds, but you are the most fragile creature in the African savanna. The impact against the dry, dusty ground is your first contact with reality. The smell of blood and amniotic fluids attracts predators from miles around, and you can't even hold your head up. Your legs are shaky pillars that won't obey your commands, while your mother and the noisy aunties in the herd emit low vocalizations that vibrate in your chest. You struggle to stand up. It's a matter of minutes. Either you get up to follow the group, or the sun and the hyenas will decide your fate before the day ends. Your vision is blurry, but your sense of smell already detects the metallic odor of the soil and the sweet aroma of maternal milk. However, your main survival tool, your trunk, is a useless piece of flesh that swings between your eyes. You still have no control over the 40,000 plus muscles that compose it. You trip over it. You are startled by it. And when you try to nurse, you have to use your mouth directly because you don't know how to manipulate this complex appendix. The ambient temperature of 95 degrees Fahrenheit begins to dehydrate your small body, and the shadow of the adult females is your only refuge. The first great trauma occurs in the very first week. The herd needs to move. Your newborn steps are short, but the matriarch cannot wait. You are forced to walk miles over sharp stones and thorns that pierce your still soft skin, which is only an inch thick. With every fall, the female's trunks push you, not with sentimental affection, but with the desperate urgency of those who know that a slow calf is a death sentence for everyone. You are a 240-pound anchor in an ocean of hungry predators. At 2 years old, you're still an apprentice in a world designed to kill you. Your diet begins to shift from milk to tough forage, and your digestive system suffers. Elephants are hindgut fermenters, which means you are terribly inefficient. You need to process massive amounts of vegetation to extract minimal nutrients, and this results in constant gas and cramps that make you groan in the dead of night. The sound of your working stomach is a constant noise that alerts the lions exactly where you are. Your life is a cycle of forced learning. You need to memorize the location of water holes that are 30 miles away. If your memory fails, you die. The savannah sun is your constant enemy. Although your skin looks like armor, it is extremely sensitive to ultraviolet radiation and insect bites. You spend hours throwing mud and dust onto your back to create an artificial barrier, an obsessive hygiene routine dictated by the necessity of not being burned alive. The risk of predation is a constant shadow. On new moon nights, when visibility is low, groups of up to 30 lions can organize to isolate you from your mother's protective legs. You smell the fear and the sweat of the adult females before you even hear the first growl. If the attack occurs, the chaos is absolute. The dust kicked up by heavy paws chokes your lungs, and the sound of deafening trumpeting vibrates in your bones. If you survive such an attack, the cost will be psychological. Scientists observe that young elephants who witness attacks or the death of relatives develop hyper-aggressive behavior and signs of depression. You don't forget the sound of your aunt's flesh being torn. That memory will be etched into your 5-kilo brain forever. At 10 years old, if you are male, the social structure that protected you begins to turn against you. The females, led by the matriarch, become less tolerant of your rough play. you start being pushed to the periphery of the herd. The safety of the group is about to be replaced by the relentless loneliness of the savanna. You discover that family, for a male elephant, has an expiration date. Adulthood for a 6-ton elephant is caloric slavery. You spend 16 to 18 hours a day eating. Your heart, which weighs around 20 kilos, beats only 30 times per minute, but it needs to pump blood through a colossal body. Every movement you make demands energy that you rarely possess in excess. Your molars, the only tools for processing hundreds of kilos of daily food, are your biggest concern. You have 6 sets of teeth that rotate throughout your life. When one wears down, the next advances like a conveyor belt. If you wear those teeth out too quickly by eating sand-kicked roots, your countdown to death by starvation begins sooner. If you are male, adulthood brings the biological nightmare called Musth. Once a year, your testosterone levels increase up to 60 times the normal amount. Your temporal glands, located between your eyes and ears, swell so much that they press against your ear canals and skull bone, causing continuous, unbearable headache pain. A dark, foul-smelling fluid oozes down your face, and you lose control over your bladder, constantly dripping urine onto your hind legs, which causes chemical burns on your skin. In this state, you are a ticking time bomb of pain and aggression. You attack trees, rhinos, and other elephants for no apparent reason, just trying to relieve the internal pressure. Musth is not a sign of pleasure or power. It is a state of hormonal delirium that deprives you of sleep and causes you to lose kilos of body fat in just a few weeks. You become a pariah, feared by your peers and consumed by your own biology. Communication is also a burden. You hear infrasound, low-frequency sounds that travel through the ground and through the air for more than 10 kilometers. This means you are never in silence. You hear the panic of a distant herd, the desperate call for water from a group miles away, and the seismic activity of the earth. Your world is a constant noise of information that you cannot ignore. The immense intelligence you possess is a double-edged sword. You are aware of the approaching drought. You recognize the smell of death in the carcasses of relatives from years ago, and you feel the anxiety of the group when migratory routes are blocked. Mating among elephants is not a ritual of tenderness, but an event of fierce competition and endurance. For a bull, the opportunity to pass on his genes is limited to short windows where he must be in musth to have an advantage over rivals. Combat between 2 6-ton males is a seismic event. You use your ivory tusks, which can weigh 50 kilograms each, as spears. The clash of skulls sends vibrations that can be felt for miles. Deep wounds in the flanks and punctured lungs are common. Many bulls die not from immediate defeat, but from slow infections caused by broken tusks embedded in their muscles. When you finally manage to approach a female in heat, the process is exhausting. The female is selective and often runs away, testing your persistence and strength. Mating itself is a physical challenge for both. Due to the position of the mating organs in the lower abdomen, you need to lift yourself onto your hind legs, placing all your weight on the female's joints. The act lasts less than a minute, but the energy expenditure is immense. The male reproductive organ can measure over 1.5 meters and weigh about 30 kilograms, being highly mobile to facilitate the transfer of genetic material in such a massive anatomy. For the female, reproduction is the start of a 4-year burden. 22 months of gestation drains calcium from her bones and forces her to eat even more in an environment where food is scarce. After birth, she will have to produce milk for another 2 years. If there is a severe drought during this period, her body will stop lactation to save her own life, condemning the calf to starvation right before her eyes. The elephant's emotional intelligence causes the female to mourn that calf, remaining next to the body for days, trying to lift it with her trunk, in a display of grief that few animals are capable of experiencing. The end for the giant does not arrive with glory, but with the silence of hunger and the pull of gravity. Your death is dictated by your final set of molars. At 60 or 70 years old, the sixth set of teeth is worn down to the gums. You can no longer chew the tough fibers of acacia trees or the bark. You become dependent on soft swamp vegetation, but that food is poor in nutrients. Your body, which once moved mountains, is now a sluggish carcass. Your joints suffer from severe arthritis due to the constant weight. Every step is agony. You begin to fall behind. The herd, however much it shows signs of concern, cannot stop. The matriarch needs to lead the young ones to water. You watch the backs of your family disappear into the dusty horizon for the last time. The final solitude is absolute. Without the protection of the group, you become vulnerable. Hyenas and vultures begin circling before you even fall. When your legs finally give way, the 6-ton weight crushes your own lungs. You cannot breathe lying down for long. Your diaphragm was not designed to withstand such pressure. The slow suffocation is accompanied by thirst. Your last sensory feeling is the smell of dry earth and the sound of the hyenas approaching. Your consciousness fades as the first teeth of predators begin to tear your tough, wrinkled skin. In a few days, only your bones and ivory tusks will remain. Other elephants passing through here the following year will stop. They will use their trunks to touch your bones, recognizing the calcium of a fellow being. They will carry your remains for a few yards before letting them go, a somber ritual that proves that, for the elephant, not even death is forgotten. You felt every instinct of this life. But nature doesn't stop. There is another skin waiting for you. Other claws, other wings. A new way to see the world that you can't even imagine. Your next incarnation has already been chosen. Do you have the courage to find out who you will be? If this life changed your perspective, strengthen the pack with your like. Share this unique vision of the world. And subscribe. Here, you are never the same for very long. Your new identity awaits you next week.